and thanks for joining us on Nationwide on NTA. I am Elizabeth Omori. The IMF and World Bank annual meetings in Washington, D.C. concluded with a strong call for global action and collaboration. Moplan Darkok reports that Nigeria's Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, and Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Yemi Cardoso, who led Nigeria's delegation, looked to growing the economy through attractive investments and reforms.
Leaders and policymakers underscored that no single country can achieve sustainable progress on its own.
Domestic policies will not be enough. To tackle today's global challenges, we need more than ever cooperation and multilateral action. The IMF and the World Bank play a critical role.
Regulatory and policy certainty. We're testing our capacity to help governments with this, along with the IMF and the African Development Bank, through our initiative to connect 300 million people in Africa to electricity.
Nigeria is looking forward to stronger fiscal and monetary frameworks that will propel growth.
As we try to make sure that inflation, which of course needs to be combated as a priority, we all know the negative effects it has on purchasing power, on living standards, particularly of the poor and the most vulnerable. But at the same time, critical investments must go on so that we have a chance to grow. Because at the end of the day, it is growth and job-creating growth that leads to a reduction in poverty, which is the major aim of the economic policies and strategies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We have achieved increased transparency and improved overall supply in the foreign exchange market, leading to reduced arbitrage and speculative activities and eliminated the front-loading of foreign exchange demand. The CBN's recapitalization policy has prompted deposit money banks to strengthen their financial positions, a process expected to result in a more robust and resilient banking sector.
The meeting ended with emphasis on unity and shared responsibility, which reflects the urgent need for cross-border partnerships to drive global prosperity. In Washington, D.C., Moplan Darkok, NTA News.
And back home, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, expresses displeasure over the unprofessional conduct and public display of dichotomy by personnel of the NPF and NSCDC in Osun State. In a statement, IGP Kayode Egbetokun orders the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 11 Oshogbo to carry out an investigation into the root cause of the confrontation. He calls for calm as the Nigeria Police Force under his leadership will continually work in collaboration with relevant sister security agencies towards achieving a safe and secured nation. In other news, improving health care in West Africa is the interest of the West African College of Physicians as it meets with newsmen in Abuja ahead of its 48th annual General Scientific Meeting. Uche Oguchukwu reports that a medical outreach in Kuje community preceded the press briefing.
Experts from across 13 countries in West Africa are gathering in Abuja, Nigeria, to share knowledge and strategies for strengthening health systems in the region. Members of the college took their expertise to the community with a medical outreach in Kuje. First point of call was the Palace of the Gomo of Kuje, where the team pledged commitment to improving healthcare as demonstrated in their medical outreach.
Like 75% of the cases that will be attended to here, most likely if this outreach is not there, they would have ended up going to the primary healthcare centers. So with this outreach, it has taken over the unexpected out-of-pocket expenses on the community.
Me coming here and I've saved from the consultant fee to the test and everything.
And you can see we are partnering with the FCT Health Insurance Scheme. People are registered to make sure that when you need to come again, you will not say, oh, I don't have money. So that's one thing, the follow-up. We're assuring that access is obstacle to access is removed.
At the press conference, the opportunities and challenges facing health systems in West Africa, ranging from inadequate funding to unfavorable governance and working environment, were highlighted.
We are not merely here to discuss challenges, and we are also here to drive solutions. At the end of the AGSM, we intend to release a communique that will continue recommendations to our various partners and, of course, to our governments.
The 48th conference is tagged Improving Health Systems in the West African Region, Opportunities and Challenges. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on NTA. Let's head to Sokoto, where Sadia is standing by.
Welcome to Sokoto. The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, has ordered improved surveillance on Surumi-Jibia Highway with a view to making it safe for motorists and other road users. He gave the directive during a 2-day working visit to Zamfara State. Jamil Ibrahim has more.
Zurmi local government is one of the areas worst hit by the protracted security challenges with evidence in Zamfara State. The Minister for Defense, Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, was hence in the area to assess the situation and to meet with the troops stationed there. He was accompanied by the Theatre Commander Operation Fansar Yamma, Major General Oluinka Soyeli, and some other senior military officers. The minister, who applauded the troops for their gallantry, charged them to work harder with a view to securing the area.
We will continue to look into your welfare and your equipment. So are we ready to end insecurity? Yes.
The defense minister particularly directed the troops to ensure effective surveillance on the Zulmi-Jibia road with a view to making it safer for the motorists and other road users.
And you have seen also from Gusau to Jibia, Katsina is also another road that is being attacked regularly. And I'm sure the military have very good plan to stop it.
This is Zulmi-Jibia Road, one of the major roads that link Zamfara and Katsina states. It was closed down for motorists about 3 years ago due to the high level of insecurity. Though the security situation seems to have been improved recently, the motorists are yet to resume flying the road. But with the visit of the Minister for Defense and the assurance he has given, it is expected that normal activities will soon resume on this very important road. From Zulmi headquarters of Zulmi local government area of Zamfara State, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
To promote the culture of health awareness and self-care among women, the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association Nawowa 8th Division Chapters Sokoto has staged a rally as part of activities to mark the 2024 Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Asma Habibu Shagari reports that the event was held at Giginya Barracks, Sokoto.
The work, which commences from Giginya Barracks to parts of Sokoto Metropolis, is to identify with the global community in commemorating the 2024 Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is to sensitize women and girls on dangers associated with breast cancer and measures to be taken against the deadly disease. Chairperson Naowa 8th Division Chapter Sokoto, Magdalene Indidi Ajose, advised women to always visit and report abnormalities in their breast at the nearest health facility for quick medical attention.
Women take it for granted, and because a lot of women have died over the years, Naowa has kept that desire to make sure that we do not lose more women to breast cancer.
Medical experts highlighted lump in the breast or underarm area, nipple discharge, and pain or tenderness in the breast are some of the early symptoms of breast cancer. Breast cancer deposited are asymmetric in the early stage, requiring examination and regular mammograms for detection in order to save lives. The theme for the 2024 World Breast Cancer is "No one should face breast cancer alone." In Sokoto, Asma Habibu Shagari, NTA News.
And those are the news updates from Sokoto. Elizabeth is now back to you.
The task of defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria on air, land,
And C, requires physical and mental alertness to surmount all security challenges confronting the nation. Nigerian Air Force Logistics Command Headquarters is demonstrating the capacity of officers, airmen and airwomen to go extra mile to protect the country with its fourth quarter route march.
From dusk to dawn, come rain, come shine, the Nigerian Air Force is always on top of its game, making the nation's territory impregnable for criminal elements. This they carry out with enthusiasm, as seen in this 10 kilometers route march, the fourth in year 2024. This initiative, the Air Officer commanding Nigerian Air Force Logistics Command, Air Vice Marshal Adeno Adenuagun, who flagged up the exercise, says is geared towards promoting synergy, ensuring maximum fitness, and boosting the morale of officers, airmen and airwomen to do more. With about 20 units participating in the fourth quarter route march, the turnout of over 1,000 personnel is an opportunity to deepen the synergy and unity of purpose. The Air Officer commanding Nigerian Air Force Logistics Command is pleased with the turnout, describing it as a litmus test for efficiency.
The exercise is carried out for several reasons, particularly for fitness and camaraderie. This exercise is done quarterly. As you may have noticed, this exercise is done concurrently all over the country, across all NAV formations.
The officers, airmen and women showed no signs of fatigue as they engaged in more physical exercises. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
The nation's electoral regulatory body, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will continue to uphold the trust of Nigerians and sanctity of the ballot box through improved electoral processes to meet the dynamic needs and expectations of the public. That was the message of the chairman of the commission, Mahmoud Yakubu, to the two-day workshop with media professionals in Lagos with focus on contextualizing INEC's responsibilities and public expectations and fake news and disinformation. Adeola Komiakere reports that the INEC boss was represented by the chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee.
Nigeria's democracy is dependent on many factors, and one of them is the ability of a nation's electoral regulatory body to conduct free, fair, credible, and transparent elections that reflect the will of the Nigerian people. However, for many years now, these efforts seem to be increasingly challenged by the pervasive spread of fake news and disinformation, among other issues, which distort facts, mislead the public, and in most cases undermine electoral integrity. This meeting with members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm is an effort to bridge the gap between INEC's responsibilities and public expectations, equip media practitioners with necessary tools as gatekeepers of public information with the knowledge needed to accurately and effectively report on electoral matters. INEC chairman, who was represented at the event, said it is focused on enhancing the security of the electoral process in the country, intensify voter education to foster greater participation and confidence in the system.
You are on the front line of ensuring that the Nigerian electorates are well informed, that their expectations are managed realistically, and that misinformation is debunked.
The Commission says it is deploying technologies and strategies on how to improve and deliver transparent, credible, and acceptable electoral processes, devoid of any bias.
They want to update people to know the right information to take from the media.
Looking forward to understanding how we can get timely information from INEC officials in our various states.
The workshop, which is jointly organized by INEC, Development Alternative Initiative and the European Union, is expected to enhance reporters' knowledge of electoral process reportage in Lagos. Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
That's it from Lagos. It's now back to Elizabeth in Abuja.
Thank you so much, Hingino. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu extends his warmest congratulations to President Leung Seong of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam on his historic election to the esteemed leadership position by the parliament. Seong, 67, has served in the Vietnamese army for over 40 years and has been a Politburo member since 2021. President Tinubu welcomes President Seong's election promises to promote Vietnam, describing him as a friend, a trusted partner, an active and responsible member of the international community. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Nanuga, in a statement says President Tinubu affirms that the enduring warmth and friendliness of the relations between Nigeria and Vietnam, as evidenced by the steady growth in trade and cultural exchange, are rooted in a shared commitment to fostering a more peaceful world. The president assures the Vietnamese leader of Nigeria's commitment to improving bilateral relations across various sectors, including trade, agriculture, food production, education, as well as cultural and technological exchanges. President Tinubu hopes for President Seong's successful leadership in serving his people and humanity. Now, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command confirms the collapse of a building situated in Vida's estate within the Sabon Lugbe extension. A statement signed by the command says preliminary investigations revealed that the building was previously demolished by the FCT authorities due to its location in an illegally acquired area. Regrettably, the structure was further compromised by scavengers who had been tampering with the rubble for scrap metals, leading to its secondary collapse. A total of 5 individuals were successfully rescued from the debris and no reported fatalities. The police command urges the public to respect the boundaries of demolished structures and construction sites, ensuring their safety and preventing similar occurrences in the future. Talking health, hundreds of residents in Osun State enjoyed a life-changing free medical care at the state specialist hospital in Osogbo. Femi Afario reports that the wife of Osun State Governor Erelu Ngozi Adeleke, who organized the free medical outreach, also gave out food items to elderly persons.
For some time now, 59-year-old Kayode Taiwo found himself struggling with worsening symptoms of diabetes due to lack of funds to access regular and proper health care. Now he has 6-month medications, as he is just one of hundreds who benefited from a free medical outreach, a lifeline organized by the wife of Osun State Governor Erelu Ngozi Adeleke.
This program is very, very good.
I've been delaying my eyesight in visiting the professional for like 2 years now. And since I heard about this opportunity, I took the opportunity.
Medical personnel from the United States and United Kingdom did consultation, diabetes screening, blood sugar level testing, eye and dental checkup, among others.
We are going to give them drugs that will last them for 6 months, plus palliatives. But the palliatives are for the selected widows and the aged, not for the younger ones that can fend for themselves.
Our administration is ready to collaborate with any non-governmental organization that's ready to partner with us.
For 5 days, the free medical outreach impacted on less privileged persons like Mr. Kayode, who came from across the state. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
To other news, this year's Bayelsa State Media Awards has recognized exceptional achievements in journalism, broadcasting, and media personality with excellence. Yet Nikume Ululu reports that the 11th edition of the ceremony brought together industry players, professionals, and stakeholders to celebrate excellence in media practice.
Bayelsa Media Awards is annually organized to celebrate and appreciate excellence in the media profession, and so this year, journalists who have distinguished themselves among their peers have been applauded. The 2024 edition saw the parade of media stars in the state as nominated for the awards in various categories. NTA Yenegua Manager News and Current Affairs Joseph Orok awarded as one of the best news editor. Also awarded is Assistant Manager News Aya Presi as one of the best reporter, while Assistant Manager News Ibinemi Zitimiola was presented Award of Excellence.
When the little effort you put in is being recognized by various stakeholders, and a special day of this nature, you are called out to be recognized. So I feel good. I think it's a call for more effort.
For me, it is commitment and passion to telling stories and focusing on issues that resonate deeply. One thing is key. It is continuous commitment to excellence.
I will describe it as a call to do more. I feel honored and I feel humbled.
Project Manager, Bayelsa Media Awards, Victor Bineware, and the General Manager of NTA Yenegua, Madam Daoju White, speak on the essence of the media event.
We actually started this because we noticed that nationally, most persons that were from this part of the country were not really given that recognition. Possibly, we don't know the reason, because a lot of veterans, they serve and retire without even being recognized. So we thought about it that if they don't honor you, if they don't blow your trumpet, please blow it yourself.
Bayelsa Media Award has become a tradition every year, where media personnel are celebrated for their contribution to societal development. I feel very, very elated and proud that 3 of my staff are today being celebrated and awarded for their contribution. It only goes to show that our modest contribution is appreciated and recognized.
The media event, which had in attendance top government functionaries and traditional institutions, witnessed the display of the rich cultural heritage of the people of the Niger Delta region. In Yenegua, Yanukume Ulolo, NTA News.
Congratulations to all the winners. Now, nurturing the next generation of farmers and promoting sustainable agricultural practices among young minds, the focus at the 2024 NTA Uyo Children's Summit, which drew participants from primary and secondary schools across the 31 local government areas of the state. Evelyn Badu Ekpo brings us highlights of the event.
The 10th edition of the NTA Uyo Children's Summit aims at inspiring children towards sustainable agricultural practices, promoting food security and nutrition. The children presented compelling speeches on the positive impact of sustaining agricultural practices to enhance food security.
Agriculture is vital to Akwa Ibom's economy, providing livelihoods for many families.
Agriculture has the transformative power to ensure food security, nutrition, and affordability, which significantly impact children's social-economic well-being. Together, we can help reduce poverty and hunger, promote sustainable agricultural practices. Number 3, serene environment that is well decorated with ornamental plants, birds in school and at home can promote agricultural development.
Stakeholders and experts in the agriculture sector laud NTA Uyo's initiative of engaging young minds in agricultural production and shaping their intellectual abilities.
I don't see this just as an academic exercise. I see this as a way of reorientating our own children.
For NTA to key in with the vision of the government. And I want to say that Mary Slezo Akandlo Foundation will continue to support NTA.
This year's summit is expected to bring to fore the intellectual ability of children and other potentials associated with education and speech making.
At the end of the event, the primary school category had High Soil Academy emerging first position, Christ the King Primary School Uyo and Presbyterian School clinched second and third positions respectively. In the secondary school category, the first position went to Rayfield International School, Modern Training School and Community Secondary School Akau fourth, second and third positions respectively. In Uyo, Evelyn Badu Ekpo, NTA News.
The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics has extended their ultimatum issued to the proprietors of public polytechnics and colleges of technology on the 7th of October 2024 to review state of affairs in the sector or face industrial action to the 2nd of December. This follows a stakeholders meeting convened by the Federal Ministry of Education on the 23rd of October 2024, where resolutions and an action plan were developed to resolve its demands. The demands included welfare of staff, intrusion of NBTE into the statutory responsibilities of academic boards of polytechnics on matters of HND students' admission, revitalization of infrastructure and payment of all outstanding promotion arrears. Former Vice President Zone B and current National Treasurer of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Dele Atumbi, has flagged off his presidential campaign with a message of rejuvenation. The NUJ presidential candidate at a ceremony in Abuja promised not to compromise the interest of the union but protect and cater for the welfare of the members. Charles Alpha brings us details.
Echoes of rejuvenation and a promise of delivering a transformational rather than transactional leadership came to the fore in Abuja. The quest to activate full constitutional powers of the NUJ with honor and integrity, to make NUJ a voice in policy and governance resonated as the NUJ presidential candidate Dele Atumbi reeled out a roadmap to a rejuvenated union before fellow comrades at the NUJ Secretariat in Abuja.
We had a vision and we have a mission. A vision to develop the NUJ, a mission to be accomplished in the interest of all of us. When I'm voted for as president of NUJ by the grace of God and by your popular vote, there are series of issues that we will do. The first thing has to do with your welfare. We will not for anything compromise the welfare of journalists in this country.
Part of the roadmap to a rejuvenated union, if elected, the presidential candidate said will include training of journalists, premium to infrastructural development at the National Secretariat, set up mechanism for increased revenue, empower NAWAJ to enjoy its freedom, given the right nomenclature of a national president.
In all the capacities I've had the opportunity to serve, I serve with all in all. I provided leadership.
I invite you all to join this trend to deliver the message of the Rejuvenation Project across our colleagues.
It is not expected of us as a union to extend to him that which he has given us years before now.
You are honest, transparent, accountable, competent, and you are a proven performer.
We must all commit to work hard to ensure we keep up back to the stage we all deserve for it.
Dele Atumbi's nationwide NUJ presidential campaign is expected to be rounded off in Owerri. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on NTA. Time to head to Ibadan, where Kemi is standing by with some reports from her zone. Nice to see you, Kemi.
Beautiful to have you join us here too, and welcome. The federal government, through the Nigerian Building and Research Institute, has trained 150 artisans from Yewa North, Imekwa for federal constituency on various skills. Director General of the Institute, Professor Samson Duna, says the initiative is meant to improve professionalism of the artisans and in compliance with global best practices. Lukman Adefeso's report is here presented.
The 150 participants drawn from Yewa North and Imekwa local governments were exposed to new innovations in tailoring, tiling, plumbing, masonry professions, and ways to maximize profit without compromising standards. The Director General of Nigerian Building and Research Institute, Professor Samson Duna, represented says the training became imperative due to the dwindling number of professional artisans in Nigeria, resulting in people from neighboring countries being hired for jobs that are supposed to be done by Nigerian artisans and thereby leading to capital flights.
NIBRA has deemed it fit to make sure that our people that are involved in this work, we train them so that their finishing will also be good and they will compete with the world, and they will also be fit in the international best practice of carrying out this technology in the construction work.
The training, which was facilitated by the former House of Representatives member representing Yewa North, Imekwa from Federal Constituency, Kayode Oladele, was described as an eye-opener and impactful.
We have learned a lot of skills here. Some of us learn tailoring, carpentry, tiling, and I think about 4 skills here.
The participants were empowered with working tools and startup grants.
In line with President Bola Tinubu's agenda of returning 10 million out-of-school children back to school and reforming Almajiri's system of education in Nigeria, the National Commission for Almajiri and Out-of-School Children's Education has solicited the support of stakeholders in the education sector to implement the policy. Lukman Hassan reports that the team also paid an advocacy visit to the 43rd Olubadan of Ibadan land.
Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Muhammad Sani Idris, noted there is need to stem the tide of banditry, insurgency, social vices, street begging, and other forms of criminal elements in different parts of the country.
Almajiri and out-of-school children's education is a transborder issue. And then when you are addressing it in Nigeria, other countries, other neighboring countries will also have a model worthy of emulation from us.
The stakeholders promised their support to the Commission to achieve its mandate.
Those children that are out of school are those that we are going to hand over baton to, that will be leaders tomorrow. If they are not properly educated, there is no way that it will not affect, the nation at large.
The civil society, the religious leaders, to ensure that if we cannot eradicate the issue of Almajiri and the out-of-school children, at least we bring it down to a minimum level.
The Commission also charged corporate organizations to lend their support as part of their social responsibility for the betterment of the society. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues with Elizabeth in Abuja.
Good afternoon, you're welcome to Benin. The Interministerial Technical Committee on Evaluation of Dams in Nigeria has carried out an integrity assessment on the Ogwashuku Dam in Delta State. Becky Greatman Chukuka has details.
To carry out the assignment from the President, the Minister, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, Professor Joseph Telumu Utsev, inaugurated a technical subcommittee chaired by the Director of Dam and Reservoir Operations, Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation. Their overall mandate is to undertake detailed assessment of dams in Nigeria after a long work at the crest of the Ogwashuku Dam, comprising a 15 meters high, 280 meters long earth-filled dam with reservoir capacity of 4 million centimeters. The Deputy Director, Geotechnical Divisional Head, Dam Department, Abiola Oluwatosin, gave her findings.
We have noted the height of the dam, the length of the dam. We have seen the spillway. Those many things will be put into consideration. We can see that the volume of the water here has been greatly reduced due to siltation. We have to sit down and conclude. The final findings will let us know what the government is going to do.
For the Managing Director, Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority, Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Saliu Osifenwe Ahmed, the dam is near completion, with the federal government completing its side of the project while waiting for the state government to do their part.
From our own assessment, structurally, we think the dam is safe. We don't have any reasons to fear. But we do have need for some maintenance to do, which we have planned to be carried out in the next financial year.
The Ogwashuku Dam, once fully operational, is expected to deliver 3 critical services to the region: potable water supply, irrigation for agricultural development, and power generation. From Agwashiku, Becky, Greatman Chukuka, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide goes back to Elizabeth in Abuja.
Thank you so much. A large consignment of illicit drugs uncovered by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at a shrine in Lagos. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim has details of NDLEA's weekly activities.
A total of 2,118 pills of tramadol concealed in soles of 13 pairs of shoes going to Cyprus were seized at the export shed of the Lagos airport on 12th October 2024, and additional 380 tablets recovered from the home of the sender during a follow-up operation in Enugu. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives in Lagos on Friday, 25th October, raided a shrine at the Alpha Beach, Abuja, where jumbo bags of Ghanaian loud, a strain of cannabis, were recovered and 2 suspects were arrested. A total of 11,786 pills of tramadol, molly, rofinol, and diazepam, as well as 64 bottles of codeine syrup were recovered from an underground storage. The suspect dug the illicit drug storage deep in his bedroom. Seizures and arrests were also made in Plateau, Abuja, Edo, and Osun states during the week under review. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, 17 girls trafficked to Ghana have been rescued and brought back to Nigeria, and 5 traffickers arrested in Ghana with the help of Ghanaian Anti-Human Trafficking Police, NIDO, Ghana, and the Nigerian High Commission in Accra. Chairman CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri Erewa, acknowledges the important role played by the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and other stakeholders in facilitating the return of the girls. She notes that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is committed to combating human trafficking and protecting the rights of Nigerian citizens, both at home and in the diaspora. The rescued girls have been handed over to the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons for proper rehabilitation and onward transfer to their various states. Now, the NNPC Limited says beyond the 3 bodies found in the ill-fated helicopter operated by East Winds Aviation that crashed Thursday in Port Harcourt, no other bodies have been recovered. A statement by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer, NNPC Limited, Olufemi Shoneye, reiterated that intensified search and rescue operations for the remaining bodies, along with relevant authorities, still on. The statement extends the company's heartfelt prayers for family members of the unfortunate incident. The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has flagged off distribution of food and non-food items at Imbise local government area of Imo State. Obianuju Musu, who was there for NTA News, reports that this was part of federal government's effort to bring succor to displaced communities in the country.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, whose mandate it is to bring succor to vulnerable communities, kicked off this process by conducting needs assessment in Umweze, Obama in Ezini-Hitembise local government area of Imo State. That resulted in these relief materials being distributed, which include food items, school materials, bundles of zinc, among other things. The beneficiaries of the items commended the federal government for the timely intervention.
I feel very happy for our honorable member who was able to attract all this to us, more especially some of us that are retired. We are very, very grateful for remembering us.
I'm feeling great. I'm very, very happy.
The Chief Administrative Officer, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Chinwe Nwachukwu, pointed out that the Commission samples opinion to enable them meet the actual needs of the targeted vulnerable people in every community.
The intervention of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is usually based on needs.
The intervention program is expected to be replicated across the country.
The National Orientation Agency has developed a national values charter to entrench the real Nigerian character. This was the focus of at a stakeholders' engagement on the national anthem and national values charter held in Jalingo. Correspondent Bem Hania reports.
Over time, the National Orientation Agency, NOA, in its bid to re-engineer a fundamental approach to value orientation and attitudinal change, has carried out some campaigns nationwide. In its latest effort to entrench the real Nigerian character in the citizenry, the agency held the stakeholders' engagement and town hall meeting in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, which drew participants from different backgrounds.
For us to change Nigeria, I would like to tell us today that we have the responsibility to search ourselves first.
The agency enlightened the public on some of its proposals that were approved by the Federal Executive Council. It said, while only the first stanza of the national anthem will be rendered at official functions, the third stanza will be the national prayer, and the three stanzas will only be for special occasions.
This spirit is behind the work that the National Orientation Agency is doing currently. We have found that we need to establish an identity for the Nigerian.
The national values are to be inculcated into the curricula of schools at both the basic and post-basic levels, in addition to the establishment of the National Values Brigade at all primary and secondary schools in Nigeria, as well as make national values a compulsory component of the mandatory National Youth Service Corps, NYSC.
By the time we invite these values and decide to go and abide by them, Nigeria will become a truly great nation.
A National Identity Project Committee comprising top government functionaries, selected private sector players, youths and women groups, traditional and religious leaders will be constituted in all the states of the Federation. In Jalingo, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
Talking sports, Nigeria's Dokoluwatimileyin has been crowned champion of the 15th African Scrabble Championship in Kigali, Rwanda. Details and more with Sulaiman Musa on Sports Updates. And Sports Update ends nationwide this evening. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good evening.